Okay, good morning, children. Good morning, children. Yesterday, few of you have told that you didn't receive your papers. Maivili, Safa Mariam, Darshini, and Nuha Varda. So, out of these 4 students, only Nuha sent the paper. And Nuha, are you there? Yes, Nuha is there. Nuha, you are 25. Your mark is 25. The other 3 did not send the paper. Maivili, Safa Mariam, Darshini. Safa Mariam is on the line. Maivili is there. Okay, Darshini alone is not there. Darshini is also there. Darshini, why continuously, good morning, ma'am, continuous messages. So I said, you have to send the paper. It was not sent. Okay, children, now listen. We know very well that who is listening in the class and who is often using the chat box. Whoever is using the chat box often, that means you all are not listening. In the beginning, good morning, ma'am, sending one time, that is enough. Okay. If you all play with the chat box, then I have to take the screenshot of your messages and it will be sent to ma'am. Okay, fine. Because without listening, unless I ask you to send the message in the chat box, you are not allowed to send it. So beginning of the class, you will send good morning, ma'am. That is enough. One time is enough. Please concentrate in the class. You are in somewhere, we all are here somewhere else, and only the device which connects us is the phone only. And if you play with the phone at that time, what will happen? Which shows that everybody should be in the video, and I have to ask you all the questions. Is that right? How we interact in the class, in the same way we need to interact, I think. So in between, I have to tell some students' name and I have to ask some questions. Shall we do that? Darshini, please confirm today because marks to be entered. Please tell Darshini, Safa, Maivili, whether you all wrote your exam. Confirm it today. You all are on the line. If you don't reply, then I have to take it as absent. Maivili, Safa, Darshini. Reply me now in the chat box. Whether you all wrote your exam. Why only today you can send your paper? I said yesterday, no? Darshini, Safa replied. What about Maivili? Maivili? So which shall I take it as absent, that you were absent for the exam? Fine. Okay, I have noted down Maivili as absent. Safa, Mariam and Darshini, till 2 o'clock only I will give time. After that, even if you send paper, I will not accept it. So only till 2 o'clock. Even if it is after 2 o'clock, I will not accept your paper. Remember that in your mind. Okay? So fine, children. Today we will be starting a new lesson. So in social means, you know very well, there are 3 parts, actually 4 parts: history, civics, geography, and economics. That economics part you will be learning from your 9th standard. But this year you have civics, history and geography. History and geography you have learnt already. So today we will be starting a new lesson from history part. Okay, Maivili, that's what, 3 of you till 2 o'clock only time. Fine? Okay, children, so that civics part, what is history, what is geography, what is civics? Why do we need to learn a different parts in social science? In your book, it is not given separately. Only according to the number from 1 to the last number, 28 lessons are there continuously. Yes, it is not given according to the division. History means you are learning about the persons who lived in the past. Okay, about the persons or some happenings, what happened in the past. That is called what? History. Then geography, about our surroundings, all the natural resources gifted by God. All the natural resources gifted by God. Okay. And the next one is civics, which is about the government and politics, the rules and regulations, the laws, justice, all these comes under civics. That is a way of life, especially the political side, governing side, government side. Got it? So simple way I have told you what is civics, what is geography and what is history. So civics first lesson we are going to learn, which is I think you have the book with you. This is lesson number 22. Okay, lesson number 22. From there the civics start. From 22 to 29, all these lessons are civics lesson. Lesson 14 to 21, geography. Okay, lesson 1 to 13, history. Okay, children. So we are going to learn 22nd. It's okay if you don't have the book. It's not an issue. Anyhow, I will be sending the content and PPT. That is enough for you to learn. Not an issue. So today we are going to learn a civics lesson, Indian Constitution and its salient features. Okay, Indian Constitution and its salient features. Why do we say Indian Constitution? Because every country, most of the countries have their constitution where the written set of rules and regulations are there. Okay, what does a constitution contain? A constitution contains a set of rules and regulations. Rules and regulations, how a government should be, how a citizen should be, what kind of rules to be followed. If they don't follow the rules, what kind of punishment to be given. So all these are given. Okay, so that is a book. Who is the father of our constitution? Constitution father means who started, who drafted this? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Okay, as soon as we got the independence, we were in need of a separate government. So because of that, for our country, India, we made rules. And all these rules were in the written form. So a council of like a group of members prepared all this. The important person, the head of that committee is, he was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He was the head of that committee. All these persons only made the constitution. So this constitution is very, very important for all the countries. And our country's constitution is the longest one. Okay, longest constitution. We have not taken only from the advice of the persons in India. All these are taken from different countries' constitution. Some are taken from America's constitution. Some ideas are taken from England's constitution. So like that, some of the ideas we got from various countries' constitution. So let us see about it now. So before that, why do we need a constitution? It is very much needed. Okay, for a country to be governed properly. Suppose a simple example I'm asking you. You all are at home. Your parents are there, grandparents are there. You do whatever you want to do. Nobody is going to question you. What will happen? If you think you can do whatever you want to do, there is no one. They are not going to just look at you also. They are not going to bother about you. என்ன வேணாலும் பண்ணிக்கோ, I don't care about you. Like that, if you are left like that, what will happen? You won't grow well with the proper habits, good habits. Okay, nothing will go right in the house. So all these will happen, and finally future will be a big question mark. Future won't be good. You won't study well, you won't because of that you won't get a proper education, then in future won't get a proper job, then the total life will be miserable. Total life will be miserable. Same way, okay, we millions of people are there in country, 10 million, more than 10 million people are there in the country. If nobody is there to control the people, what will happen? Anything will happen. Every time war, every time clash, every time murder, everywhere stealing. Okay, so many things only will be going on. That is why the rules are needed. If somebody don't follow the rules, then punishments will be given. Punishments are not of same type. It is according to the crime they do. The level of crime they do, it differs. Okay, so in order to govern a country in a correct way, in a proper way, a constitution is needed. A written set of rules and regulations are needed for everybody. Maybe a police officer, maybe a collector, maybe president, maybe prime minister. So the ministers, MLAs, MPs, citizens, children, all, everywhere, police, how they have to behave, what are their rights, what are their duties, everything is given there. Okay, everything is given there. Understood? So let us see about it. What is a constitution? It is a, children, you all are able to see. Okay, thank you, John. So what is a constitution? Constitution is a set of fundamental principles or established precedents according to which a state or an organization is governed. A school means school has all the rules and regulations. Wherever you go, even if you go to a shop, they have the rules and regulations. Yes or no? Everywhere, everywhere. So the modern technology is also followed nowadays. Whether you all are following the rules and regulation, the cameras are fixed over everywhere and you all are watched everywhere. Yes, so this is also a monitoring way. Okay, let us see here. The Constitution of India is the supreme law of India. Supreme law of India. It lays down the framework defining the fundamental political principles, establishes the structure, procedure, powers, duties of the government institution, fundamental rights, directive principles, duties of the citizens, all that are given in the Constitution. And it is the longest written constitution of any sovereign country in the world. India has the longest written constitution. Written constitution means not a person sitting and writing all the constitution. It is all in the printed form and it is in the form of a book. Okay, so it is called as the longest written constitution. Actually, first they will write, then it goes for printing. Understood? It contains 444 articles. It's an easy number to remember. Please remember this. How many articles are there? 444 articles. Articles means like we say the lesson number, no? Lesson number 1, lesson number 2, lesson number 3, like that. How a citizen should be, that will be given in some article. How a president should be, that is given in some article. How a prime minister should be, that is in different article. So all these are like different lessons. So how many articles are there? 444 articles. Where have you heard all these articles, section and everything? Lawyers and advocates and judges used to use these words. Okay, so they know very well, these lawyers, advocates and judiciary department, these persons, they learn specially all these rules and regulations with all the articles, sections and everything. That is their profession. Without knowing this, they cannot deal a case and the punishment cannot be given. They should know everything. Okay, and even it's not only for the lawyers, advocates or for the judges. Children, whoever has an idea to become a collector or to write the civil service examination or group 1 examination, okay, so for all these competitive exams in your future, when you grow up, these civics are very much needed. Okay, these articles and whatever is given there related to that, questions also will be asked, especially those who do the group 1 exam. All these are needed very much. So learning in a lesson or whatever lesson given in the book is not just to complete that year and go. It will be taken over every year, and that will be helpful in your future when you go for an interview. Fine, children. So it has 444 articles and 22 parts. Okay, in 22 parts it is given. 12 schedules are there and 98 amendments. Amendments means in the beginning they made a set of rules. In case if it is not feasible for the public, like it's not giving any welfare measure for the public and there is no benefit for the public, because based on the public only all the rules are made. மக்களுக்கு எந்த விதமான நன்மையும் தரக்கூடியதாக இல்லைனா they will change the rule. Okay, they will do some alterations in the rule. That is called what? Amendment. Totally the law will not be taken out. There will be some changes. That is called what? Amendment. So how many amendments were made from the time in the year 1950 the constitution was made? There are totally 98 amendments were made. And the constitution was adopted by the Constituent Assembly on 26th November 1949. When it was adopted, 26th November 1949, it came into existence on or effect on 26th January 1950. This day only is celebrated as Republic Day. Okay, the Constitution Day is celebrated as the Republic Day, because all these laws are made in order to keep the people safe and secure with all the happiness in the country. Okay, so Republic Day. Significance of the Constitution of India. Okay, it protects the rights of every citizen. Even when two friends talk with each other, you all say, no, I have the right to do all this. I have the right to do all this. So where do the right come from? Because the Constitution granted some fundamental rights for us. That is why we use the word called right. Okay, so there are some rights given for every citizen in the country. It guarantees equality to all. So what does it tell? It tells that everybody should be treated equally, which means there should be no poor, segregation of poor and rich. There should be no segregation of literate people and illiterate people. There is no distinguish between male and female. It's nothing like that. Everybody should be treated equally. It helps the people to live a dignity life. So without these rules and regulations, people won't have any culture. Everybody will do the crime. Okay. Everybody will be the robbers then. Everybody will be the killers then. So this is what will happen. Only the rules are there which controls the people. All their emotional feelings, behavior, everything are controlled because of this. So it helps the people to lead a dignity life. It protects them from injustice. If anybody is against them, they have the right to file a case in the court and file a case in the police station. Action can be taken against against the people whoever are against them. They do some injustice to them. So all these are the significance of the Constitution of India. Okay, children. So Constituent Assembly was formed in 1956 under Cabinet Mission Plan. What was the name of that plan? These points are not given in your book, so you have to know it. So in the year of 1946, before we got independence itself, okay, the Britishers told that before we give you independence, you have to be in the right position to govern your country. So Cabinet Mission Plan was done. Cabinet Mission was started, a group of members joined together and they started the Cabinet Mission Plan in the year 1946. So a drafting committee was made. The chairman of the drafting committee was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. It had 11 sessions. 11 sessions means 11 meetings, spanning exactly for 2 years. How many years? For 2 years, these persons were in meeting to frame the rules and regulations to govern India. Okay, 2 years, 11 months, and 18 days. Exactly, if 12 days are over, then it would have been like 3 years. Okay, it would have been like 3 years. So nearly 3 years to frame the Constitution. Which committee? Drafting committee. Understood? Constitution was enacted, signed, and adopted on 26th November 1949. So finally, after nearly 3 years, it was signed by the drafting committee. Okay, it was accepted and they put into use from 26th January 1950. So let us see the government of India. It has different ways, like the government of India, central government, which is also called union government. Okay, central government, which is also called union government. It has various departments: executive department, legislature, that is legislative department, and judiciary department. Okay, executive, legislature, and judiciary. This legislature department, where they are, who they are, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. It consists of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. What is their work? What is their responsibility? They are responsible to make laws. Lok Sabha members and Rajya Sabha members are responsible to make laws. Now let's come here to executive. This executive department consists of president, vice president, and other cabinet ministers. Other cabinet ministers. What is their duty? They have the responsibility to pass the laws made by the legislature. So here legislature make the laws. Now this executive department will check out everything and they execute it. That is put into action. Use kondu varudhu. They put into use. So that is why it is called as executive department. Next one, judiciary. After it is executed, after it came into practice, these people who the Supreme Court of India, and below that we have the High Court, the District Court, and all the other courts. These people, along with the police officers, police department, they will check out, they will follow the citizens, okay, whether they are following all these laws. So if they don't follow the rules, first the police department will catch all those members who are not obeyed by laws, and they will, for them, the punishment will be given by the court. That is the judicial department. Okay, so here you can see the responsibility to solve conflict between executive and legislature, other public related matters or conflicts. It's not only to check The people who are not abide by laws, even whatever may be the issue regarding the nation, regarding the places, or even between the ministers, or whatever may be the issue, all are dealt by the Supreme Court of India. Fine, children. So, legislature, executive, judiciary. These are the three organs of a country also we can say. Organs of the government also we can say. Legislature, executive, judiciary. So salient features of Indian Constitution. Okay, children, there are 3 minutes left out. Just we start with the salient features of Indian Constitution. The Constitution of every country has certain special features because the historical background, social, economic, and political conditions influence the making of the Constitution. According to the resources available in that country, according to the situation, according to the people, the laws are made in every country. Okay, all these factors have contributed in the making of the Constitution of India. Okay, 3 days back you would have heard the news also. Korea people, the president of Korea did not, they have the rule that these countries' people are not allowed to have contact with other countries' people. If they want to call and talk, it's only within the country. It should not be outside the country. So that's what, according to the condition of the country, and according to the resources available, according to the people, the laws are made. Okay. You can see here the Constitution of India. This is, you can see, this is how it was made. The page was like this. Okay. So you can see here, preamble, we the people of India having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens. It is little blurred, please adjust to it. I wanted to show the page, that is why I am showing it. So this is preamble. Next one in justice, social, economics and political. Liberty of thought, expression, brief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all. Fraternity, assuring, okay, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unit and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adapt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. So these are the words which were printed in this page. Got it, children? So you can see the picture of Ambedkar and the national emblem. So all that's are given there. So you can see the pictures like Jawaharlal Nehru signing that, architects of Constitution. So these are the salient features. It's a written constitution. We have the parliamentary democracy, federal polity, rigid. This constitution is rigid as well as flexible. Okay, the aim is to get the welfare state. It has fundamental rights and duties. It has directive principles of state policy, a single integrated judicial system, and universal adult franchise. All these are given in the salient features of the Constitution. Fine, children. So regarding this, we will be learning everything in detail in the next class. So during your holidays, start preparing for your cycle test, which is very important. So you will be getting social as a second subject, that is on next Friday. So better start learning, use your holidays wisely. Okay, we know very well who will learn how. So please be truthful to yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Be truthful to yourself. Learn and practice well. Thank you all, children. Thank you all. We will meet in the next class.